Good evening. I'm Tim Gordon of the film Gordon, and welcome to Real Reviews. On this show, we discuss my views on upcoming films, where we invite you to experience film through the eyes of a true film addict. You can also read or listen to past reviews either on thefilmgordon.com or subscribe to this podcast on our YouTube channel. We also invite you to follow us at Film Gordon on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Now, this week on the show, we review The Harder They Fall. The film is a Western directed by Jeymes Samuel, who co-wrote the screenplay with Boaz Yakin. The film stars Jonathan Majors, Idris Elba, Zazie Beetz, Regina King, Delroy Lindo, Lakeith Stanfield, Cyler, Danielle Deadwyler, Edi Gathegi, and Deon Cole. And it is one of the very few Westerns whose principal cast members are all African-American. Although a fictional film, its characters are based on real cowboys, lawmen, and outlaws of the 19th century American West. Now, this story, which, this film looks at a group of legendary real-life Black cowboys and Wild West figures who team up and shoot it out in writer-director Jeymes Samuel's uber-stylish and tremendously entertaining Western, The Harder They Fall. Now, it doesn't take long for Samuels to establish the foundation of his story, immediately letting us witness the slaying of a family and the road to retribution in the opening sequence of the film. Now, the screenplay is straightforward, which introduces us to Nat Love, played by Jonathan Majors, and his associates, Stagecoach Mary Fields, played by Beetz, Wild Bill Pickett, Edi Gathegi, and Jim Beckworth, played by Cyler. The story is set in motion when members of the Nat Love gang rob the Crimson Hood, stealing $25,000 belonging to the infamous cowboy, Rufus Buck, played by Idris Elba. Now, in one of the most stylish and clever film introductions of the year, we meet Buck's gang led by Trudy Smith, played by Regina King, and Cherokee Bill, Lakeith Stanfield, who break him out of captivity. Samuel's blend of audacity, humor, and violence, in addition to the thunderous music, makes this one of the most memorable scenes in any Western that you'll witness in recent history. Soon, Love and his crew, now teaming with Sheriff Bass Reeves, played by Delroy Lindo, to bring down Buck and his gang in the town of Redstone. Now, Samuels is no stranger to the subject matter, directing a short, They Die by Night, back in 2011, using many of the same characters for that short film. A huge fan of Western, Samuel uses real legendary Black figures in this fictional story that is the first of its kind, that is absence the white gaze and is unreliant and absence of any racial animosity to drive its tale. In addition, Samuel frames the story as not necessarily good or bad, but each gang's individual has their own motivations for their actions. Now, in addition, Samuels, who also scored the soundtrack, infuses his film with Afro-Caribbean and reggae beats, which makes it sound unlike any Western we've ever experienced before. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and film producer Jay-Z debuts 2 original songs in the film, which also includes artists such as Lauryn Hill, Fela Kuti, Kid Cudi, Seal, CeeLo Green, Jadakiss, Conway the Machine, Samuels, and a host of others. Now, traditional Westerns have always featured the complicated hero facing down some unscrupulous character, featuring racist tropes, fighting the Indians, Black characters usually subservient, serving as sidekicks, are found deep in the background. Celebrated Westerns such as The Searchers, Stagecoach, They Wore a Yellow Ribbon, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and so many other stories from Hollywood's golden era treated Black characters as afterthoughts. Even Mario Van Peebles' posse had his crew trying to extricate themselves from the grip of a white oppressor. Now, the cast is top-notch, and each one plays their part perfectly, like a wonderful cinematic orchestra with not one note falling flat or out of place. Majors, Elba, King, Stanfield, Lindo, Cyler, and Deadwyler are extremely well cast and highly effective. It's also worth noting that each of the romantic pairings included in the story is different, but still radiate with love in their own ways. Samuel's stylized and gritty Western take is one that should be replicated to begin to balance the vast narrative of Black absence in the Old West. Van Peebles' Posse, Buck and the Preacher, Thomasine and Bushrod, and Bill Cosby's Man and Boy are just a small sample of Westerns in the modern era. Beautifully shot and scored, The Harder They Fall is a lush, proud, defiant take on the Western genre, and one that is severely needed. I gave this movie a B+. Really, really, really love this story. Couldn't stop watching it over and over. So there you are right now. The Harder They Fall debuts on Netflix on November the 3rd. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel to read current or past reviews on thefilmgordon.com. You can also follow us at Film Gordon on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Thank you, and we'll see you guys on the other side. You have a good day.